Welcome back to the Virtual Math Network, your main source for math education for the remainder of the year. I am your host, Mr. Pabst, and this is episode 2. In today's episode, we talk more about flags. That's right, we are returning our attention back to flags.
Flags!
Flags?
Flags! Flags!
Alrighty then. For today's lesson on flags, we are actually looking at a design a flag challenge. For today's lesson, you will need your student book pages 253 and 254. If you're not there already, take a moment, open up your books so you are ready to follow along. Yesterday, we talked about the American flag. The American flag has a ratio of 10 to 19. But most countries in the world have flags with ratios that are easier to work with than 10 to 19. Here are some of the more common ratios in some of the countries that use those ratios. In fact, the flag in the background that you see here is called the St. Andrew's Cross, and it is the national flag of Scotland. This flag has a proportion of 3 to 5, like that of El Salvador, Germany, Haiti, and Trinidad and Tobago. For more on ratios, let's go down to our correspondent Nate, who is in the kitchen.
Go.
Yes, that's right, Nate. I am down here in the kitchen where ratios often come into play. In fact, most recipes involve ratios, including the recipe for making a glass of Country Time lemonade. The ratio for making a glass of lemonade with this powdered lemonade is 2 tablespoons of powder to 1.5 cups of water. So if I want to make the perfect glass, I am measuring carefully and accurately to create the perfect proportion. Now, of course, if I wanted to double this recipe, I would double the amount of tablespoons as well as double the amount of water, following the same ratio. Back to you, Nate. All right, thank you for that report from the kitchen, Nate. Let's talk a little bit more about ratios of flags, shall we? What you need to do for your project here is choose one of the ratios above for your flag, whether it be 3 to 5 or 2 to 3 or 4 to 7. You choose which one you would like to use for your own flag. No matter which ratio you choose, the hoist of your flag will be 9 inches. That means the part that goes along the flagpole. Okay? What fraction of a foot is 9 inches? Think about that and answer number 2. It might be helpful for this activity to use a ruler. Fill in the ratio table to figure out how long your flag's fly will be. Remember, the fly is the part that comes off of the flag that is perpendicular to the flagpole. So you need to figure out how long the fly will be if your hoist is 9 inches. Okay, write your ratio below. If you're having trouble, think to yourself, what do I have to multiply the first number by in my ratio to make 9? When you figure that out, multiply the second number in your ratio by the same number. Use the example above to help you, and then draw a flag and label the ratios or the dimensions if you like. On the next page, you'll see that we've got a couple more questions to answer. The hoist of my flag will be 9 inches. The fly of my flag will be blank inches. It is your job then to use that ratio to help you figure out how much or how many inches the fly of your flag will need to be. Then we need to think about what is the fly of your flag in feet. Knowing that there are 12 inches in a foot, we might want to use that information and put that to work for part A. In the space below on this page, draw an outline for your flag. Use a scale of 1 centimeter per inch, or just draw a rough draft, because ultimately we're going to be designing another one anyway. Okay. Label your sketch with the dimensions in the given feet, and then find the area of your flag in square feet. Please make sure to show all your work. Okay. Finding area actually brings me to my next segment. When in the world might I use this in the world? Well, for that, we go back to our correspondent Nate for a little bit more about area.
Yes, that's right, Nate. Area is a measurement for much more than just that of the fabric of making a flag. It includes oftentimes the measurements for re-flooring a room. Most carpet and wood flooring or vinyl plank flooring is often sold by price per square foot. I'm here in a newly refurnished room and refinished room that the floor was priced out at $3.40 per square foot. Now, to find the total cost it would be to refurnish this room, we would need to find the length and the width of the room to find the total square feet and multiply it by $3.40 per square foot. So another common usage for finding area, in addition to finding the amount of fabric you would need to make a flag. Back to you, Nate.
All right, Nate, thank you for that awesome report on area. Let's get back to our flags. Today, your job as a vexillographer is to design a flag that represents you as a person and meets the following specifications. A vexillographer is a person who makes flags. So, number one, you got to make sure that it's the correct size. Remember the hoist, the up and down part must be 9 inches, and the length of the fly will depend on the ratio you choose. Use a ruler to make sure that you measure accurately. Number two, it includes at least 3 different colors that you like. Number 3, it includes at least one symbol that represents you as a person, and it must be school appropriate. Number 4, it includes a paragraph on the back side of the flag that tells the following things about your flag. A, the proportion you chose. B, the actual measurements of your flag. So it's going to be 9 inches by another certain amount of inches. C, the area of your flag in square inches. And D, why you chose the colors, symbols, and design that you did. Okay, and that's about it. So,
Thanks again for joining us here on VMN, the Virtual Math Network, your main source for math education for the remainder of the year. I am your host, Mr. Pabst, reminding you, it's cool to be kind, it's hip to be square, and math is awesome. Good night, everybody.